Kiki's got a notebook sharp as a blade, sifting through the chaos where the stories fade, flipping pages fast like a hurricane, clues in the dark dancing in her brain. She's Kiki 2025 true crime, breaking it down one thread at a time. Cases gone cold, but she's heating the line, coming in hot with the fresh new eyes. Photos on the wall connect like dots, maps and strings tie the tangled plots. Her mind's a puzzle where the truth unlocks. Every step forward, another TikTok. She sees what they miss, the cracks in disguise. She's got the angle, she's got the prize. She's Kiki 2025 true crime, breaking it down one thread at a time. Cases gone cold, but she's heating the line, coming in hot with her fresh new eyes. Zoom in the frame, enhance the grain, pieces come together in a mental terrain. Voices in the silence, they call her name. Kiki's on the case, rewriting the game. Yeah. Kiki's got a notebook sharp as a blade, sifting through the chaos where the stories fade, flipping pages fast like a hurricane, clues in the dark dancing in her brain. She's Kiki 2025 true crime, breaking it down one thread at a time. Cases gone cold, but she's heating the line, coming in hot with the fresh new eyes. Photos on the wall connect like dots, maps and strings tie the tangled plots. Her mind's a
breaking down cases, wonder what the case is. 2025 got the game in the mazes. Thinking of a time when we all got blazed and we didn't even think about the game being racist. True crime, every day I don't face it, but Kiki 20 fakey, baby in the basement. Case after case, she just gotta keep chasing. Taking over the world, she gon' be the one they name it. Kiki 25, the true crime, she gon' solve the world, she gon' change the world, and then she'll be yours. Kiki 25, the true crime, she gon' solve the world, she gon' change the world, and then she'll be yours. Every time she think about it, she be going crazy. Everything she ever dreamed about was always hazy. Taking time to go around the world, it never fazed me.
Hello, everybody. Come on in, come on in. It's been a while since I've been live, and I'm not meaning to ghost y'all. It's just been busy. If you watch my last little short that I put on today, you'll know why. We're starting a garden, and we got some chickens and ducks today, and I'm so excited. They're so cute, guys. Anyways, all right, let's get started. We got a lot to cover. Yes, Lisa, you're on the right side, honey. All right. Hello, Brown Eyes. Thank you for being here and modding. Hello, Grace Paris. I'm a little stuffy, guys. All this pollen's got me all stopped up. Let's see. Hello, Kathy. Thank you for being here and being a mod. Let's see here. What is wrong with my thing? Okay. Let's bring me up a little bigger. There we go. Hello, Cinderella. Thank you for being here, dear. Dawn Emery. Hello, Lisa King. Let's see. Scrolling down here. Teresa, Stephanie. Hello, dears. Nanette. Let's see. Who else came on in with us? Let's see. Anybody else? Okay, I hope I didn't miss anyone. Nanette says, my hubby raised mallards as a kid. I'll tell him about your ducklings. Absolutely love chickens, but no space to keep them. Teresa, I don't have a very big yard, but we sneak the chickens in. I do need a farm. I just need land. I need land, guys. Anybody got land near you? Let me know. In Tennessee. But anyways, we have a lot to cover on summer today, guys, and something just hit me the other day. Been watching a lot of videos, okay, and as we know, Summer Wells went missing from Ben Hill Road allegedly on June 15th, 2021. So it's almost been 5 years. You just, you do love Israel. Hey, Just, thanks for coming in. Um, but anyways, guys, um, what was I gonna say? Um, the case is really sad. Actually, it's very sad. There's a lot to it. I really think I think it's so big that we can't even imagine, honestly. Um, but let's do our Fair Use Act because I will be playing a lot of videos today, and I want to give credit where credit is due to all these creators. Okay, at times this channel may make use of copyright material in accordance with the Fair Use Act. Fair Use Act is a doctrine in the United States copyright law that allows limited use of copyright material without requiring permissions from the rights holders under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which states allowance is made for fair use of copyright material for purposes of commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, education, teaching, and or scholarship. Okay? And anyone that we talk about in these lives, guys, do not contact their jobs, do not contact their work. And everything on this channel is speculations, and opinions only, and no one is guilty till proven innocent in the court of law. And we are not that, right? But we have our opinions. Please do not, like I said, contact anyone, their jobs, anything mentioned today in the live. This channel, speculation, discussions, opinion only, not facts. So, we're going to cover a lot of things, and we're going to back, go back probably about 4 years. Okay? About 4 years. Let's see here. Anybody else? Thank you, Kathy. Please hit that like button, subscribe. I am 43 subscriptions away from being, or subscribers, and it doesn't cost anything, from being at 1,000. So please hit that thumbs up. Yes. Okay. Y'all remember the last time we were on about summer, I showed you a video that was allegedly from Don Wells, okay, the father of Summer Wells. And he was videoing, there was a little girl on the swing. Also, guys, this is 21 and above. So if you're not 21 and above, please exit this live because there's going to be words, there's going to be things that little ears don't need to hear. Anyways, I watched a video, and that video just stands out to me. Like, what is the purpose of the video? He's walking around videoing his property. Then all of a sudden, I'm going to show you something. All of a sudden, you hear a truck. And he starts videoing this truck. And at the beginning, there was somewhere, and people that's been on this case since day one can tell me where. But there was somewhere where a neighbor allegedly said at the time Summer went missing that there was a red Okay, I want y'all to understand this. A red Toyota Tacoma. Okay? Whoever said that, I'd like to know. Did they tell police that? I think they did because I seen things, on the news and such about a red Toyota Tacoma. But when Don Wells is videoing, okay, and he's showing his property and land right here, it's very strange to me. This truck comes rolling out down the road. I'd like to know what date this video was because it was on his Facebook. It was on his Facebook, and this is from actually, hey, Michelle, come on in. It was actually, this is Evil Exist showing this video, and I'm going to give them credit if you'll drop the link, mods, if you don't mind. But, and I'm just speculating, do we think that maybe the neighbors saw a red truck, thought it was a Tacoma, or were they positive? That's my question. Kathy, you have a lot of insight into this. A lot. So, was it a neighbor that saw the truck, do you think? Or do you think they could have mistaken? Right? Guys, this is the truck on the video that Don Wells was videoing. I don't know when this video was. You don't see Summer around on the property, so I'm assuming that it's probably after she went missing. Or was it the day she went missing? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. So Jody Sue. So I wonder if she might could have mistaken, or were they two trucks? Does this truck right here on the screen? Yes, it's a red flatbed truck. It looks like a Dodge. We've had a lot of trucks in our days. Looks like a Dodge. It sounds, she thinks it was. Okay, Grace. It sounds to me like a diesel, and I'll play it on the video. I know my difference between diesel and gas, and there's a distinctive sound. I'm getting somewhere with this. Okay, I want y'all to share this out because I think this is a big wow moment for me, anyways. Okay, so this is a flatbed, sounds like a diesel. That looks like area where tree trimmers were. I don't know, but they are pulling a trailer, an enclosed trailer behind them. Let me show you. Right there. They got an enclosed trailer behind them. What is the significance that he's watching this vehicle go down the road? Why? Why is he concerned about this vehicle to video? Right? There's a sign of like some sort of business too on the side of the vehicle. If anybody has information about this, I'd be curious to see why. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a video now. Okay, since I wasn't on the case since day one, I have learned a lot about it. But, okay, there's things that sometimes stand out to the ones that haven't been around. It stands out to the ones more, right? So let's pull up this video. And this is by Evils Exist. Hang on just a second, guys. Okay, I'm going to get my video together. I'm so stopped up. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to bring out some old stuff. I know y'all probably heard it 100 times, but there's things that I think stand out in this case. And there's some videos of Killer Looks. He's a creator. This is Evil Exists. But the creator, uh, Killer Looks, I like his content because it's almost like he puts the puzzle pieces together, in my opinion. Okay, we're gonna try to pull this up. Let's see what's going on. Okay, here we go. Now, this is the video. All right, this is the video of Don Wells, his video on his property. I'm gonna put it on slow mo, and he's videoing this car, this truck going by. And then I have a video, guys, of little Summer sitting in the back seat of a red truck. Hey, Peggy, thanks for coming in. You can tell that it's a red truck because you can see the lining of the door, okay? And you can hear the motor, and it sounds like a diesel. And I'm not sure when that video was taken, but I think for some reason the red truck has relevance in a lot of this, in my opinion. Okay, so here we go. Watch this video. Very strange. Very, very strange. My question is, was this taken? Let's see the date on this. 4 years ago. 4 years ago is when Evil Exists posted this and said this was on Facebook. So, when was this video taken? Why isn't law enforcement all over this video saying, why are you doing this video? What date was this? What was going on here? Who's this little girl in the video? Okay? And they may have, but I'm not seeing. It's just, it's too much for me, honestly. It just irritates the heck far out of me. And I think that's why I've not tried to cover it, because the people in the case just irritate and make my blood boil. So here we go. Listen closely, guys, because I want you to hear the vehicle. If you've ever been around these trucks, you will know that those are trucks, okay? Hey, I'm out. Good to have you. So you see him videoing the little girl, but what? Was he trying to see, like, who owned a red diesel flatbed truck around that area? Is my question. Hey, TJ, thanks for coming in. Watch. I've got it in slow mo. But watch. The truck goes by right here. It's like he's waiting there to see. Did something happen on the day he done this video, guys? That's my question. Right? Tell me your opinions, guys, in the chat. Hey, Memo. Now listen for this truck, guys. Listen closely. Okay, Grace, do you think you could get me the timestamp on that video? Because let me tell you, let me show you something. Hey, Paige, come on in, honey. When I pull this up, when you post a video, okay, it gives you the date. It'll say a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Evidently, it was still summertime, or you'd see leaves, turning orange and stuff in Tennessee. And this video says 4 years ago. Do you see what I'm talking about? Y'all see what I mean? 4 years ago, the video from Evil Exists, they had gotten it. It was after summer went missing. Well, it had to be in the summer. But just videoing that truck's weird to me. I wish I could find the actual Facebook post, like the date that he posted that. If anybody could find that, that would be amazing. I trust y'all, but I gotta have receipts to see if it was fall, these leaves wouldn't be here, right? So it had to be summertime still. Do you see what I'm talking about, Grace? It had to still be summertime. Was he trying to tell everybody something by showing that truck in the property? That's what I'm wondering. It had to be summertime because wouldn't have trees. Okay, you heard the diesel red truck. I'm getting somewhere on this. Let me show y'all. Okay, now let's pull up this video. We're going to be hopping around everywhere. Where is it at? Okay. This is where Little Summer, yeah, everything is bizarre. Little Summer is sitting in the car, and I'm trying to find it. Yeah, right here. She's sitting in the car. Well, not car. I would say it's a truck. And it says, does sound like a diesel. Yeah, that's my opinion too, Nanette. And I believe you guys, it's been around from the beginning, but I know for a fact the date that they posted was 4 years ago. Doesn't tell the month. And I know it had to still be summertime. Okay, this breaks my heart. I want to show y'all something. Do you see? Let me show you. Do you see the red liner of the window? I don't know if y'all can see the window right there under the notice to seatbelt. It's red. This tells me right here that this is a truck, and by the sound of it, it sounds like a diesel to me. This is Spirit Seeker Squad. This right here looks like a fishing pole to me. That's my opinion. But listen to the video. You can hear in the back, okay? You can hear in the background that, in my opinion, it is a red diesel truck that she's in. And Toyota Tacomas or Tundras, whatever, they don't make them in diesel that I know of. So listen to this. Listen to the vehicle itself. Okay. Thank you, Grace. That sure is a diesel. Amen. Okay. Did Grandis have a diesel? Y'all answer this, please. Yes, sounds like a dually diesel engine. Answer me this. Did anybody in that family ever see a diesel red truck? I have never seen it. I have never, ever seen or heard of a diesel red truck. Not that I know of. Okay, let's go back to this truck. Let's see. I think I just already cleared it out. But y'all can go back and listen. Okay? I haven't saw one. I have no idea whose truck that is. Thank you, Kathy. Listen to this again. Listen. And it has to be a truck, guys. And little Summer sitting back there. I wasn't Memo. Okay. Let's see. Let's pull it up again. You sent me the picture. Thank you, TJ. Thank you. I'll look at it here in a minute. My daughter has my phone. She gets to play with my phone while I'm live. Here you go. Okay, I gotta turn it off. Sorry. Now, why? You tell me why they're not looking into okay, there's as of 2026, no diesel Toyota Tundra truck. So why has this diesel truck not been brought up? It's red. It's went by their property, right? And then you see Summer sitting in the back of a diesel truck. So have I found something that people don't know about? That's my question. Yeah, this case will make you crazy and Sebastian's. Okay. I wanted to point those things out. That was the big wow to me. Is that when they has cut her hair so short like the boys? Yeah. Another thing, and I don't think I can pull it up right now. I'm not sure, but there's also the video of her dancing in front of, let me just pull it up. This case just tears my stomach up, honestly. Okay. Here's Killer Looks. And I'm all over the place, guys, because my ADHD, I guess, is going wild right now. But hang on, let me pause this. It says, Killer Looks says, we can't find the red truck. Hey, Choo Choo, thanks for coming in, hun. He says, we can't find the red truck because of the locals. Okay, I think I'm starting to wonder now if it was a diesel red truck and not a Toyota. Maybe she just caught a glance of a red truck going down the road. Would she had been able to view that truck from her property? I don't know where Jody Sue lives. I think it's like right down the road or across the street. Peggy had that white truck. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, we're going to play this. Listen to this. Please go sub up to Killer Looks. He needs more views. He has terrific videos, guys. I highly respect his videos. But there is some language, so trigger warning on that. But just listen closely. There's things in each of these videos that stand out very strongly to me. Okay, so somebody had a white truck. We know Grandis's was not a diesel, right? We need to find out whose diesel that is. If any of the locals are around here, in 2026, they did make a diesel Toyota truck, Kiki. I sent you a picture of it. Yeah, but that was not a 2026, right, TJ? Yeah. And you can tell by a diesel motor. Don has a white truck. Supposedly, Don's boss had a red truck. Wow. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks. Summer's case, my first trip into YouTube, and it was hard to figure out who to watch. I agree, Peggy. I understand. I still don't know who to watch half the time. I have to be like, Grace, who do I need to watch? Okay, here you go. Listen to this.
We do have to, after you guys push out some information about the red truck. I know that this is on here, but just we, can talk about it with you guys. Is that still something you're looking for? Do you still want people to submit tips, or is that over and you're just not looking for that stuff anymore?
I'm going to call on TBI Special Agent in charge, Derek Newport, just to talk about that and where that stands.
I will tell you yes, just to eliminate. We still don't have a good timeline on when that was observed. People in frequent areas on a regular basis can get days mixed up. We still want to figure out who, if possible, and if that's even a legitimate lead.
We still don't have a good timeline on when that was observed. People in frequent areas on a regular basis can get days mixed up.
Damn, Killer. It's so good.
What's up, fam? Whoop whoop. It's Killer. From Killer Looks channel. In Rogersville, Tennessee. On June 15th, 2021. Summer Wells was reported missing from the Beast Creek, Ben Hill Road area. But what if the police and us had the date wrong? What if she went missing on the 14th? They didn't report it until the 15th. What would that mean? There are many facts that support this theory. Like Fred said, he saw Andy on the 15th on Ben Hill Road. Andy swears it was actually the 14th. Fred claims to have footage of Andy on the road on the 15th. But, of course, the SD cards were stolen when he went to jail. However, he did mention a neighbor having the footage, and Andy says again the date is wrong on the footage. It was actually the 14th. That should be on that footage. Timestamp, not the 15th. Man,
Fred, so on June 15th, did you see Andy on the road? Is that what do you want to talk about that or?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, he was on the road to 15.
yeah, what time do you think he was on the road?
The camera was time stamped at 3:47.
Okay. Andy, what do you say about that?
It could not have been on 15th. I was at work.
You were at work.
I mean, I was there.
So y'all are hearing that they're saying, wonder if she went missing on the 14th. But some are saying the 15th, just like with Sebastian's case, right? And they're asking if Andy, well, Fred was saying Andy was on the road on the 15th. But Andy's saying no, he was on the road on the 14th, allegedly. So just listen closely. Yes, Grace. Yep, that's my understanding. DHS was there on the 14th.
Pretty much on off all day on the 14th, and I took off a day or two after the 15th. But I wasn't there on the 15th. I was at work at Hayward.
Okay. Fred, do you have anything to say to that?
I mean, the law enforcement even showed him pictures of him being on the road on the 15th.
They never showed me no pictures of me being on the road on the 15th.
Okay.
On the 14th, yes, I was in the holler. I would have probably been on camera the 14th going in the holler on the one at the bottom of the hill at Simpson Road and the one on up through there.
There are 3 different ones he was on.
Well, not on the 15th. I swear, dude.
Have also heard the footage captured on the motorcycle GoPro cam, which is actually from the 14th as well. Even the police said that the witness in the red Tacoma could have seen something on the 14th or the 15th, not the 14th and the 15th. They said either the 14th or the 15th. Only one can be true. But what are the police trying to tell the people in that area? That they know more? Maybe instead of asking everyone on being here what they were doing on the 15th, we should be asking what they were all doing on the 14th. And that's why the police had no leave, why the parents passed their lie detector test, because they truthfully answered the question based on the 15th. And we're telling the truth. He was just gone that day. Dudley, who swears that the police was at his house the night he was far from work on the 14th. The day Don was sitting on the tub, looking so sad and pitiful. Dudley also claims the 14th when Don drove the Subaru.
I mean, I had the state police at my dad's house at 1:30 in the morning in Church Hill. The next day, he fired me on a Monday, and Tuesday morning at 1:30, I got a missed call from my dad. He's called multiple times. Something's wrong. So I called at 7 and, are you in some kind of trouble, son? I've seen him. I've never seen you down this way before. And he had this look on his face like something really bad happened.
So when you say that, what date would that be? So she went missing on that 15th. When you say the Monday.
That's the fourth day I got fired that evening. That's the day he said, well, he was talking about having everybody at the job and stuff. Tuesday, the day summer come.
Do you hear, though, Grace, do you hear him saying that he thinks that she might have went missing on the 14th? Did you hear that? Hey, Angel Wings, thank you for being here, dear. Thank you for coming in. Let me try to rewind it just a little bit. I'm trying not to play a ton of videos, but guys, it's all we got, right? Mostly. Here you go. Listen close.
Are you in some kind of trouble, son? I've seen him. I've never seen you down this way before. You know, he had this look on his face. It's like something really bad happened.
See, when you say that,
Right.
date,
I'm not saying he had anything
So
to
she
do
went
with
missing
it.
on that
He
15th.
said that he thinks that she went missing on the 14th. Because a lot evidently went down on the 14th. Hey, DJ. Listen close.
when you say the
That's
Monday.
the 14th. That's the day I got fired that evening.
The 14th.
That's the day
when
he
he
said,
got fired.
well, he was talking about having everybody at the job and stuff. Tuesday, the day someone come missing, I believe is what I heard. Richard Tucker and all them. But that was Monday, not Tuesday. So to me, I'm like, why is he lying about the date? You know, he was supposed to go work Sunday. He didn't show up. I work Saturday. And Monday I go in and he's sitting on a tub, like head down and just distraught. It was a nice car. The day he fired me, he was driving it with tools in it. And because everybody's making fun of him, how you call it work.
Now, that day before summer was.
The day he fired me on Monday.
Did he tell you why he was driving that car?
No, he didn't tell me why. I don't remember.
Gotcha.
A fight between Don and Candace on the 14th, the same day. It was reported. CPS came out. Man, what else was on the 14th?
Guess who's the first person that comes by in a while?
Yep.
It seemed to me that Don had something on his mind the day before.
Oh.
He seemed like he had something on his mind. You ever see a man have a
Party. Who was all there? It's one of the most common theories among us all, true crime, smart ass. Leave your data. Leave your thoughts. If you like what we do here, hit a thumbs up. You got hit for killing, hit a thumbs down.
Hey, me and you, thanks for being here. Okay, we're going to watch some more videos. We're going to travel back to, actually, the other day. I'm going to play, you're hearing my schnauzer bark, 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 bark. Brooks on Crime Line and Lies. She had Jody Sue up yesterday, I think it was. And Jody Sue was talking about, they were in the middle of talking about all the homeless that would show up allegedly at Don and Candace's home, would knock on Jody's house in the middle of the night and such. Okay, please hit that thumbs up, guys. Thank you for being here. And talked about back in the day when the Wells lived in another state, they would go from church to church, allegedly, getting free food from the food banks. They would meet homeless people. Okay, I'm trying to get this right. And they would take them or offer their home to them or let them camp outside their home, whatever, and allegedly running a bring. We'll say, I don't know how to say it another way, with rugs and graphic, child graphic. So this might be a trigger warning to some. I'm out. I agree. They were going, Arkansas. This is what I'm talking about. The same as Don and Pound did in Arkansas also. Yes. So I want y'all to hear this. Please go sub up to Brooks with Crime Lines and Lies. Very good channel. She has a lot of people on there. Let's listen to this. The truck thing, though, has me just speculating all over the place, right? Let's see. Where am I at? Right here. Here we go. Let's see here. It's going to start playing before I pull it up. Always does. Here we go. I agree, I'm out. I'll read it, Grace. Hang on just a second. My screens are going crazy. Hang on.
Off or whatever, but she's not, man. She is. She can see and feel people, and that's what kills me. I know she could. And it's because, unfortunately, she was around people like her parents had around, and I'd guarantee it. And so, I mean, you could just see it, and that she would watch people, and she was curious, and it eats at me every day. It's like, how did someone get close enough to do anything to her, or for her not to run? Or, but I wish you all could see her. She just even like, and I wish you could see her when you couldn't keep her in a car seat either. I remember so many times sitting down at the end of the road, and Candace and I would be coming or going. She'd be waiting on the boys for us, and we'd talk, or all the neighbors, would be there, and everybody be waiting on everybody, whatever, and Candace would park, and summer, it didn't matter. She'd be out of that car seat in 2 seconds. You couldn't keep that kid. And she would make the van. I mean, she'd just dance around in it. And
I'm going to answer a couple of questions from the chat, and then I have a question for you. No hot topic. It's just basically your opinion. Virgo Vibes said, didn't Lisa hang out on PG's panel and actually went or met Candace and Dawn in Arkansas going to a church there for food? Yeah, she did. She was at their hotel. Now we have another question. Yeah, Lisa, she went to Springdale, and she was with them when they picked up that homeless family at another church. It's a pattern. I'm telling you, it hit
It
me
is a pattern.
yesterday.
And I may not agree with all you do, but I do agree, and that it's a pattern. And I know that a lot of people, like, they flock together types, right? And it does seem.
So they are talking about how Dawn was with Pam in Arkansas, okay? And how they go to food banks, they would get free food, meet the homeless people, bring them back to their homes, meet them at motels allegedly. Kiki, read Kathy. Okay, Kathy, I'm sorry. Let me look. Read it. I'm out, says too much activity on the 14th. I put it up on the screen, I thought. The 14th, Jackie Dobbs. 14th, Dudley gets fired. 14th, DCS comes up. 14th, supposedly a party. That's a lot of stuff going on the 14th, and then poof, a child goes the next day. Wonder if her disappearance happened that night, allegedly. Let's see, guys. Let's play this. Let's continue.
Weirdly enough, like PDFs or whatever, because I'll use that on your platform because I know y'all feel some types of ways about the words, but the PDFs, they do seem to have some weird way of finding one another, like little beacons or something. And I have never in all my days, and I mean, if you find like one PDF file, usually you'll find that their daddy or somebody else in the line is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't just come out of nowhere generally. But in their case, like both of those families are filled with them. And then the step families and the other I mean, I've never seen such a god-awful amount of PDF files around two people in my life as those two.
Wow.
But they definitely, I mean, so yeah, you'll find the poor, the druggies, whatever, hanging out together, all that type of stuff, right? That happens too. But those two definitely have a habit of acquiring grandmamas with grandbabies. And I've watched some of the weirdest things and have receipts on some of the weirdest things that I've not said publicly, you know, for all the years I've been looking at, and it's like dates and times, and you know, eventually you'll see a cop call or tit for tat like Allie and them, right? You'll see something like that, and then Dawn and Candace will be like, oh, it was them that did whatever. It's like with Dawn and Candace and Marlena and one of the others you all have mixed up, trying to say that they ran up the same exact trail they are trying to say Summer went down. They'll say that they stole stuff in the middle of the day off the top of the hill and use that same trail to steal stuff, and they'll always try to get the cops they'll try to get to the cops before the other people can, right?
Mm-hmm.
And set them up. I've actually been, quote, the victim of Donna, or well, at least Candace, in a way of set up shit a couple of times, and I will tell you they have no problem either with you know, like there was one particular event that they set off. It was their fault, and then there happened to be somebody else staying with them at the time, and I don't think Candace still realizes I know that it was her text and I never said a word, but I knew in real time it was. But their first go-to was to try to blackmail me for money. And I could hear, they tried to tell me they had went to a vet's office or whatever, and it had only been like 10 minutes since, you know, everything had happened. And I knew they hadn't left Hill. I could hear that they had not. I could hear they were still up there. And it wasn't enough time to have gotten to wherever. And their first thing while all that was going on was to try to pretend that they were someone else. And they were forcing that person to do certain things to fuck with me, and they were trying to get money out of me. And Candace then later on was like, oh, we got rid of so-and-so because they were doing that to you, neighbor. And it's like,
now my question is, she is saying that somebody tried to blackmail her. What kind of blackmail? Or trying to trick her? What does that mean? That stood out to me too. I don't know what's going on in this case, but we're talking about motels, different things, and we're going to go back, okay? Because if you watch this full show, they are talking about, okay, now get this, they are talking about motels and such in Knoxville, which a lot of people have heard about that. They're talking about things going on in Arkansas, things going on in Knoxville, and people having kids taken away from them allegedly, okay, because they are around others. Me and you, I agree. That picture of Summer in the car apparently creeps me out. Yeah, her fingers do too. And then there's also, and I wanted to find that there's also a barrel. It looks like a red barrel in the back of that truck. I'm just wondering the dates of all these pictures and videos. Yeah, we know, Grace. Yep, we know where all those are. And they're very, very sketchy. What better place to hide than among others like them? Yeah, I agree. I think this is way bigger than what we think. Here we go.
Yeah, bitch, I don't know. And they didn't realize that I knew these people. Like most of my, they never did figure it out. So, but I do know. And I know that they're fully capable of that. I've watched them through the year, and they do somebody wrong. Like they did Marlena and her bunch wrong, and job sites is there, and were robbing them and not paying them, and Dawn was giving them dope stuff, whatever, right? And not doing everything. And then, and then they would, when those people got mad or whatever, then they'd stir shit and they'd always accuse them of something first, like stealing tools or doing this or doing that. And always the dog trail and always at the hill at a certain time in 5 minutes while one of them was conveniently gone. And it just, it's the same pattern. And there are many patterns with those two. And I do believe I believe a lot of things.
Okay, Sal has a question for you. Actually, I'm going to turn this into a question. How did you feel when Dawn and Candace blamed you for Summer's disappearance?
Oh, they can go fuck themselves.
Okay. All right.
And it enrages me. Even now, it's like knowing that they have absolutely directed these YouTubers and others to target not just myself, but others. And I find it weird that they often go after those they know are witnesses or those they want rid of. Who does that?
What?
Yes, Kathy, I heard that too. But I also heard, I think it was on Brooks's channel, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not getting this wrong. I'd heard that while she was in Arkansas, that she had gotten pregnant allegedly at some point between Arkansas and moving here in Tennessee, I think it was. And allegedly they took the baby because it was dependent on substances. I really wonder what day that picture was really taken. Me too, Angelines. Me too. Okay, let's go to Knoxville. Let's go watch some Knoxville. I'm going to turn the music off. This is Killer Looks. And this is why I said, hang on, let's do this one first. Let's learn about Dawn a little bit, which we know a little bit. Right, this is a conversation. Let's see here. I want y'all to listen to this. We're getting up to the plot of this. The red truck thing really bothers me.
They over where that shed is. They put a thing away.
Let's see. This is maybe
They put whenever ABC Highway does advertising sex and stuff. I mean, whatever you want, just like yeah.
With Summer?
Well, with Rose. She was in on it.
Rose, like who?
Rose Black. No, that's missing.
So before, you knew Rose Black?
Huh?
You knew Rose Black?
Yeah, she was in on that prostitution.
You know, Candace's sister? The one that went missing?
You know what? This is what I knew about Candace's sister. She was a very kind heart. She was willing to do
anything that she could to help. She was a very good woman. That's what I knew about her before she got abducted. Me and Candace we just first started to get together, and we had Josie, our firstborn, when she was abducted. And we was in Arkansas, and the police did contact us, and we were like, well, it was in Arkansas, and we don't know what happened, but all we know about her is that she was a damn good person, very kind heart, and willing to do whatever she could to help people. That's what we knew about her. And that's all I knew about her. And I can verify that she was a really good person. It's unfortunate. The good people, I don't know, man, it's crazy. I don't get it.
Well, the question that everybody asks is like, well, how do you know that she was abducted?
Well, because she was in Wisconsin, she had 2 or 3 kids. I can't remember. She had 2 or 3 kids, and then she was gonna go to a bar and meet somebody or something. I don't know. And then they found her car. I think she worked at a gas station. And they found her car parked somewhere. I don't know, but she was never seen again. And there's no way in hell that she would leave her baby.
Oh. Okay, so I was talking about Summer, but you mean you think both of them?
Oh, I thought you.
Well, we were talking about Rose also. That's right. I should have.
You know what? This is what I knew about Candace's sister. She was a very kind heart. She was willing to do anything that she could to help. She was a very good woman. That's what I knew about her before she got abducted. Me and Candace we just first started to get together, and we had Josie, our firstborn, when she was abducted. And we was in Arkansas, and the police did contact us, and we were like, well, it was in Arkansas, and we don't know what happened, but all we know about her is that she was a damn good person, very kind heart, and willing to do whatever she could to help people. That's what we knew about her. And that's all I knew about her. And I can verify that she was a really good person. It's unfortunate. The good people, I don't know, well, it's crazy. I don't get it.
Well, the question that everybody asks is like, well, how do you know that she was abducted?
Well, because she was in Wisconsin, she had 2 or 3 kids. I can't remember. She had 2 or 3 kids, and then she was gonna go to a bar to meet somebody or something. I don't know. And then they found her car. I think she worked at a gas station. And they found her car parked somewhere. I don't know, but she was never seen again.
Yeah. This is the stuff that I'm telling y'all. You got to go check out Killer Looks because he's got some good information. Even I'm going to go back and I'm going to screenshot some of the things he was showing. So I think, in my opinion, all this is coming out. Hey, Kaka, come on in. All this is coming out about the motels, homeless, prostitutes, which it came out before now, right? But now it seems to be connecting in a way, in my opinion. And I seen a comment where allegedly Dawn hasn't met Candace. Or not Candace. Golly. What was it? Rose. But here's the conversation he thinks that he's talking about Rose when she was actually asking him about Summer. So that was a big whoa. What's going on? Okay, let's keep listening, guys. Let's keep listening. There's things that are not adding up. Okay. Let's see here. My dog's going crazy. Here we go. Right here. Let's watch this.
That on separate occasions, Don Wells and Jody Sue's boyfriend.
Guess who's back? Back again. Who's in? What's doing? Hey. Welcome. Hulu. Don't be your experiences. And work with the fan and y'all evolve even more. So Bible in this case, I might have got misunderstood. I ain't here to make no friends. I ain't drinking nobody Kool-Aid. I just happen to land with trade. I really started with the trafficking, human trafficking, and the sex trafficking. That could have been a possibility. I showed y'all the data. Motherfucker, Fred was talking about it too. So, let's talk about it. The other thing was, stop being so whatever, cool. So, A, Fred, Ziggy, y'all make y'all kind of content and y'all answer with data in live time. I did that. I stay in the bushes, eat my takis, listening and watching. Well, I make a video will have questions from the raw data that's been presented, especially if you in the case, and maybe the last suspect. Y'all want to talk? How let a motherfucker?
Andrew Bernard would run off at night and be gone 3 to 4 days. According to Jody Sue, Don Wells would put his vehicle in neutral and sneak off the property and go to Knoxville. Check it out.
He would just sneak off in the night, and I'd know by the next morning. Candace would be like, "Hey, did you hear Don?" I'm like, "Yep." And we'd know that he would be gone. You know, it's just like Monster, he had his patterns too. And so in that way, we knew when each were doing their runoffs or whatever it was, you know, but yeah. But they were pretty open about it, plus everybody around the area knew.
So what do you think about Jody Sue and Andy? Do you think that there's any chance that they're involved, or
They got some property on another road, and it's odd that they went and checked that property that day, and ain't been that property in over a year.
is that where Jody Sue's living right now?
No. That's where they lived before they moved to the trip.
Right here.
But it's straight across from that corner church.
Yeah.
I feel like Andy and them had something to do with it.
Is that why was supposed to meet me today? But
it was odd. When she went missing, they usually won't talk to nobody. They stay up on you and stuff. But as soon as she went missing, they didn't leave that road down there. They stayed down there for 3 days, day and night. They're trying to hear everything that's being said. I mean, it just made me feel like he's
paranoid.
Yeah.
She doesn't want anybody to speak to
The 4th day,
Andy.
he takes out to Knoxville and don't come back for over a month. And they get a restraining order against each other and everything. It don't make sense.
So they aren't really together. They're not together anymore.
No.
So she's telling the truth about that.
This is when the protective order in Hawkins County was taken out by Jody Sue. This was, let's see here, August 2nd, 2021. This is the day after the August 1st was the alleged date that all those volunteers saw.
Saw her son allegedly on Jody Sue or on the Wells property.
Right, and these people, we've done proven that it's not the Tom Jody Sue's talking about with all these blacked out drunk people in the ambulance and this big elaborate story she came out with out the gate trying to discredit away from this information. Did not want to know, and this leads you to believe August 2nd she takes up her text order against Andy, and it's disposed. Which listen, now we looked at the meaning of disposed, taken care of, finalized. The complaint's over with as of August 19th. That's 4 days after the second incident on August 15th that her son was alleged on the Wells property. There were 6 witnesses, mind you, 6 witnesses that seen him.
2 separate days.
2 separate days.
When she went missing, they usually won't talk to nobody. They stay up on the hill and stuff. But as soon as she went missing, they didn't leave that road down there. They stayed down there for 3 days, day and night. They're trying to hear everything that's being said. I mean, it just made me feel like it's
Paranoid?
Yeah.
She doesn't want anybody
the
speaking
4th
to Andy.
day, he takes off to Knoxville.
And what hotel owners are doing about it.
Inside Knoxville's motels, some people are creating a home for themselves, while others are just passing through.
You get off the exit and you turn left at the light and you're there. It's just easy.
Alexis and Kiefer were the latter. Motel 6 off Cedar Bluff exit was their meetup spot at just $60 a night.
Obviously we stayed there a couple times, so it couldn't have been that bad, but that's not somewhere I would want to go all the time.
It looked good online, 3-star reviews. But what they didn't know is this motel has the most calls for service for Knoxville police in the city.
We felt comfortable, once we were kind of, in the room, but outside of that, it just was, you had to be, aware, on guard.
That's not somewhere you want to hang out by yourself.
Over the past 5 years, this Motel 6 had more than 1,000 calls for service. Those calls range from suspicious people to assaults, fires, and overdoses.
I wouldn't advise any woman by themselves to stay there and walk around outside.
We requested an interview with Motel 6 over the phone several times and in person. They declined to comment, but it's not the only motel with issues. Records from Knoxville police show in the past 5 years, Regency Inn on Magnolia got 959 calls. Super 8 on Merchants got 950. Executive Inn on Chapman Highway got 893. And Value Inn on Magnolia got 8.
For you guys that don't know anything about Knoxville, those motels are the ones you don't go to. Especially Magnolia. You don't go there after dark. Just saying.
This is obviously not a great solution or a situation for the community who lives around that. That's not a great situation for the business itself, and that's not a great situation for us when the police are having to frequently respond to the same location over and over again.
We had worked with KPD, and they told us that, hey, we got to cut down all these calls that are coming through.
Harry Patel is the owner of Executive Inn, now number 3 on the list. But just a few years ago, it was number 1.
So we closed off all the exterior points where you can come in from outside. You can just go in from the inside. So that helped reduce the traffic, the nuisance.
Harry says they followed suggestions of Knoxville police.
We give you safety tips, whether that's putting up a light here, whether that's installing hedges here, whether that's putting up a camera here. It's we essentially look at the design and the layout of your.
Hello, Rockin' Robin and Kylie. Thank you for being here. I think I'm going to take a little field trip one day. What do you think, Grace? And yeah, these areas, guys, are so bad. There's people walking the streets. There's people standing on the streets. Some of these areas, you roll your window up and keep going. No, I'm not going in the motel. Good Lord, no. So we might need to just drive by a little bit, right? Hey, yeah, thank you for being here, Rockin' Robin. Thank you.
property.
So Harry renovated the property and put up these gates and cameras.
Prior to that, we had a lot of guests that were staying on a weekly basis. I don't know if they were into drugs or whatever else. They had a lot of people that are coming in off the streets, visiting their room and leaving.
Executive Inn's partnership with KPD led to a year-over-year decrease in calls since implemented. The same is true for Value Inn on Magnolia.
We take all the IDs, we take all the precautions.
Ken T spoke with us over the phone about his property.
There are a handful of nuisance still out there. There are some prostitution problem out there. But we know those people and we just don't rent them. I mean, I'd love it where we didn't have that kind of clients, but where are these people to go?
KPD says they don't want the owners to have to turn away clientele. They just want to find a mutually beneficial solution.
When you're frequently having to go to the same place over and over again, that pulls our officers away from doing some of the other stuff that might be of the higher public safety priority.
Knowing what you guys know now, would you stay there again?
No. We found better options if that time comes.
In Knoxville, I'm Caitlin Kinahan.
Now, if businesses have multiple calls for service and Knoxville police flag them as a potential area of concern, first, KPD will make recommendations for the business owners to increase safety. If they don't make the changes, they can be tagged as a nuisance property. Then, if nothing is done, the DA can close that property.
I'm having tech trouble, guys. Thank you, Real Robin. Can I ask you a question? I need to mention another creator. Yes, go ahead. I allow that, Rockin' Robin. Paige Turner, thank you, baby. Thank you. You are my first super chat of this month. Let's play the Beaver song. Actually, I have a different one. Let me see if I can pull it up. No, we'll do the Beaver song. Y'all are used to the Beaver song. I've got to shorten the other song. Y'all love the Beaver, but I wanted to switch it up. Thank you for your super chat support, Keith.
Thank you for becoming a member of my channel. Kiki 2025, true crime on this channel. You will see everything true crime, from podcasts to cases to podcasts. True crime. True crime. True crime. True crime. True crime.
Paige, I was over here talking to myself. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much for that super chat. You are my first super chat of the month. Let's see here. Rockin' Robin, have you watched Gavel Geek's 8-hour live? There's something I caught on there about June 15th. I have not. Thank you. I will go watch that. Let's see here. Do you have timestamps? 8 hours too much? I can look at the transcript on that too. I still haven't got all the way through her video. You're welcome. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you, Paige. I try. Okay, now here's another wild video from Killer Looks. Okay, and we're talking about motels. Here's a motel in Kingsport. that I want y'all to see. It's called Another Van Hill Mystery. Ugh, my golden doodles found somebody bark at outside. So here we go. I want y'all to see this. This is about Van Hill Road, and this was months ago, guys. Months ago.
Timberfell Lodge and Van Hill Road off of Beach Street. I am not familiar with that place, to be honest. It kind of freaked me out.
Man, what the fuck?
It is happening again.
Pockets full of whatever and anything. Just, he said drugs falling out everywhere. I don't know. But, you know, the guy, I think he asked Don for a ride, but then they said he was at their house on Christmas. We're going to listen to it, and y'all tell me what you hear.
Well, it was Christmas Eve, and he showed up out of the blue drunk again. At your house? At our house. He showed up here drunk as shit. And he tried to talk Donnie into going into town with him. And, like, he was high on fucking dope and everything. Wow. I was like, I'm not going to town with you. Lil Wayne Marmalade, you can look him up. He'll be on the internet. Okay. He molested a kid that was 18 years old and threw him outside on the circuit street line on a deathbed. He molested a kid that was 18 years old and threw him outside on the circuit street line on a deathbed. And then there's a lot more information on it too. Do you think he had something to do with Summer? Well, Johnny said when Summer fell missing that he went over to his house. Don went over to this guy's house? Yeah. Huh. Why would he do that? I don't know. That's kind of odd. There's a lot of unanswered questions that I want answered, but like I can't ask them if Donnie because he'll flip out. I can't ask them if Donnie because
Did you all hear that? They were talking about this guy, and I forgot his name. I'm sorry. I apologize. Y'all have to go back and rewind. But they said that not only did Don go over to Fred's, okay, but see, I've never heard it. But he went over to this guy's house right after Summer went missing too. Was uploading. Thank you, Robin. That'd be really informative. Let's see. DJ, yeah, my response to my email. Yeah, yeah. First time hearing that, Kiki. Okay. Let's listen. I'm telling y'all, you just need to go through Killer Looks videos. He has a lot of informative stuff. He kicks butt on his videos.
Hawkins County man accused of throwing his drinking buddy out of a car earlier this year, putting the victim in a coma and possibly causing permanent brain damage, was arrested this week on a sealed indictment warrant. Wayne Douglas Morlock, 44, 131 Harris Hollow Road, Rogersville, was indicted first by a Hawkins alleged to have occurred on March 21st. Hawkins County Sheriff's Office Detective Keith Long said Morlock admitted to punching Jeffrey Adams in the head with the back of his hand 5 to 6 times that night while they were driving along Van Hill Road in the Beach Creek community. However, police suspect that Adams was thrown from a moving vehicle due to the severity of his injuries. Morlock was driving around 9:40 p.m. that night, and Adams was in the passenger seat. Morlock reportedly stated that both men were both highly intoxicated at the time, having consumed some Beach Creek moonshine. Morlock reportedly stated that Adams was putting his hand on Morlock's arm and laughing and wouldn't remove his hand when told to do so. Morlock allegedly said that after Adams refused to remove his hand after 3 or 4 requests, he struck Adams with the back of his hand 5 to 6 times. But Morlock denies throwing Adams from the moving vehicle. Adams was discovered at the intersection of Beach Creek Road and Van Hill Road by an occupant of a vehicle that had been traveling behind Morlock. The driver of that vehicle saw Morlock's taillights and reportedly observed him pull out of the intersection rather fast before the witness found Adams injured on the side of the road. Mr. Morlock said they had been involved in a fight inside the car, and he stopped and got out, walked around the side of the car and pulled him out of the car, Long said. With the severity of the injuries, it would stand to reason he was thrown out of a moving vehicle, but we can't prove that 100%. Adams was in a coma for 3 weeks after the incident and is currently in a nursing home, where he remains unable to communicate or care for himself. Long said the incident created an uproar in the Beach Creek community among people who wanted instant justice against Morlock. We held off on the charges because we didn't know if Mr. Adams was actually going to survive, Long said. His injuries that were reported by the hospital were very severe. He had an occipital bone fracture and another bone in the back of his skull that was fractured.
He had an occipital bone fracture and another bone in the back of his skull that was fractured. Bone in the back of his skull that was fractured.
The way they described it to us was like a car wreck when your brain bounces around in your skull. An attempted murder charge was considered, but Long said the Attorney General's office felt they wouldn't be able to prove intent, that he meant to kill Adams. However, Long said Adams' injuries are too severe to have been caused by the back of Morlock's hand. We're going to have a lot more medical opinion than we've got now, Long said. There was a huge uproar in the community about this case, and it started with a friend of the family. They wanted instant justice, and we weren't prepared at that time to take any action. I explained to the victim's family what was going on and the reason for the delay, and they agreed with that. Aggravated assault is a Class C felony punishable by 3 to 6 years for a standard offender, although Morlock has previous robbery and aggravated assault convictions on his record which could enhance sentencing if he is found guilty. Morlock was arrested Wednesday, and as of Friday was being held in the Hawkins County Jail on $30,000 bond pending arraignment and criminal court.
Don did say something that was pretty eye-opening, though, and he said that this guy was released in enough time to be able to be responsible for Summer's disappearance.
I also heard that Wayne Morlock could possibly be the person who dug this particular grave. And I also heard that Wayne Morlock has been hanging around with Don Wells recently. With that being said, you know, that means that Don Wells, you know, Wayne Morlock, I mean, this is a guy that, you know, is very evil too. He's very evil as well, right? I mean, this is a guy that goes out drinking and, you know, attacking people and throwing them from his vehicle and all kinds of things, right? He's been in prison. I mean, he's a criminal too. He's a criminal. And he's out there digging a grave. Well, if he's out there digging a grave, you know, would he do a solid for a friend? Would he do a solid for a friend? Would he leave the grave unattended so a friend could do a solid? Right? Would he like turn a blind eye long enough for a friend to do a solid?
PG insinuated Wayne Morlock dug it?
No, they're a little bit kin to Wayne. All of Morlock is kin. Wayne didn't do it, Phil right here.
Why would she think Wayne would?
I don't know why. She knows Wayne's name and I don't care. It ain't what we talk about. She has to be with kin to the ones that killed the grave or those graves, not those. Most likely all of Morlock's was kin.
I mean,
but I do know that Wayne and Candace used to hang out at the bridge at McMillan Road. That's the road I want searched. They used to hang out a lot at the bridge. That's one of Candace's fishing spots and hangout spots at that bridge.
Really, that's...
Let's see, Wayne, he was in Kingsport several days before till several days after someone. This was supposedly checked out by the TBI and all.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be in at Rhonda K. Woods. Not K. Woods, Underwoods.
Yeah, pretty interesting that would be Candace, one of Candace's big buddies, Wayne Morlock. He's
Yeah, I mean,
Scary.
Within the last year, he's been hanging out back at the well a lot, from what I hear in the grapevine.
Yeah, that guy is like really bad news.
They act so scared of him, but at the same time, they've been hanging around him.
Well, just like so supposedly so many people are scared of you, which is hilarious. But just because of that shooting and stuff, but what I mean, I don't know what people expect you to do if somebody comes up like
Just like Marlena saying something about I had shot at her and stuff. I do know who shot at her, but it wasn't me.
yeah, they shot at her because she was slain.
Oh, dang.
Killer looks. I've seen some of your videos. You're very punctual. I'll say that. You're very, very punctual. I heard, hey, Fred, have you ever heard of a man named Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
Yeah. It's been turned into TBI.
No. No. Because that's one that Don and Candace would hang around a lot, and he's a really bad character. He's probably a part of the ring too. I mean, that's just another person to add to all of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
The Wayne that like I said, guys, you could get in a lot of stuff from this guy.
Oh, you know what's so interesting that you hesitated there? Fred even told me not to bring him up. So interesting, or not to mention him because he's dangerous. So
I know what he does. I know he is. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. But, I talking. Listen, hey Fred, are you talking about the one with that are with the runs from Mexico?
Runs with Mexico.
No, I'm talking about the one that's got Guatemala ties.
Well, I mean, other country. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cockfighting.
Yeah.
Too into cockfighting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He used to go to. He actually used to go to was it Pineville? The one in Pineville. The chicken fights, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
who stole that man's $10,000 fighting ring?
His what?
His $10,000 champion doublet. We both from Louisiana. They fight them roosters over there, like in our bloodline. And
Yeah, cockfights. Yeah.
Yeah. This green eye said these people on Ben Hill stole his champion.
Yeah.
And you know what that means? Like,
No.
that man, that's real. It might not have nothing to do with the case, but that's what Green Eyes is threatening. That somebody took a knife at him, stole his rooster.
The one that told all of these people just to wait, to give her a chance. It's only been a couple hours. Just to wait, give her a fucking chance because she might be able to get away. And we all knew she could run and fly like the wind. To give her a fucking chance. So I've not given up hope on Summer at all. I do not think that she's dead. I think there is a very good chance she's out there somewhere alive. But every day, every minute that passes, cannot be
Okay,
good.
so you say you think she's alive right now? Do you think she's alive?
I think there's a good possibility.
A good possibility. So let me ask you a question. Why automatically say if she's around the area? I didn't say around the area. Where would you think she's at? Anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world right now. Where would you think she's at? Anywhere.
And there's two options. She's alive, and I don't know where the hell she's at. Somewhere in the world. Or if it ended, chances are it, would have probably ended on the 15th, like others speculated before fucking dark, and I didn't take well to. And, I would say that she's somewhere, between Ben Hill and Bayleton or so. But there's other things in there that you got to think that, we all kind of know and things that y'all don't, but make certain things a possibility.
All right, guys, that was a lot of video. I see what you wrote, DJ. TJ, honey, thank you for being here. Be careful out there. Gonna have to get off here now, guys. Yeah, Bailington. I'm curious about that. And those kind of fighting things are common in Tennessee, unfortunately. Something to do with, the backwoods country people usually. But I appreciate you guys for being here. Please share, subscribe. I need 40, I think it's 43 more subscribers, guys. So let's get my name out there. We'll have 1,000 subscribers. We'll do another giveaway. Big things coming. We're going to keep covering summer. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We're going to try to do some field trips too. So be looking for some videos. Love y'all. Have a great day.
$500 children in Tennessee. It's a mighty long way from you and me. 500 children, they're gone every month. I ain't never seen numbers like that. What could be going on? My goodness gracious, and we working hard to get you back home. Working hard to get you back home. Working hard to get you back home.